Judge. This is like all the stuff that I want.
Teachers. Pitas do make very good teachers. Politicians. The Pita is a leader. He's a natural leader, basically. The Kapha is a good follower. And the Vata is just a rebel. That's what it is. But the ones that push us to new things, right? It's like Aquarius. Pitas do well in anything that requires structure. So for them, it would be good to get into something that they just loosen up a little bit.
They're workaholics.
And they go, they're workaholics, and they're very taken to detail, and they are very, perfectionists. Perfectionists, so that's very hard. So, yeah. And then where do we put the Kaphas? What do we do with them? A surgeon is an excellent, a surgeon is a Pitta. A surgeon has to be Pitta, period. No, they're Kapha. Forget about it. Surgeon, and if you know any surgeons, they're ultra Pittas.
My brother.
Your brother? Is he a super Pitta? A Python? As they call him?
Yep.
Yes, that the Pitta, very good into that. So what do we do with Kaphas? People are always like
childcare.
Yes, childcare is great for a Kapha. What else?
Nurses,
the quintessential Kaphas. Many of them, they look like Kaphas. What else? Hello?
okay.
Massage.
Anything that has to do with nurturing and caring for others.
Exactly. That's how you define the Kapha type of thing. And there's another thing. Cooking.
Cooking.
The great chefs tend to be men, but they have to have that feminine, because you have to have love in order for your food to taste good. You know that? That's the secret.
That's the best. It's true. If you do it with love, it's gonna taste good.
I learned to cook Ayurveda stuff in a type of an ashram or Ayurveda health retreat in northern Florida. And I went there and I did an internship and I was doing all kinds of stuff. I cleaned a lot, by the way. I swept floors like if I was in an ashram. And then eventually I was put to make food. They told me what they were doing, and then I started doing it, and I was cooking for clients. And they were Hare Krishnas. So the thing about Hare Krishnas is that you don't try the food. You don't even smell your food. And then you present it to Krishna, and then you start eating. So by the time you start eating, you don't even know. You just hope that Krishna will just do something with that food. Because you don't even know if there's salt or no salt, or what you're doing.
And you don't use garlic nor onions.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
So at one point, I just learned how to let go. How to let go. It was like, well, that's good. It doesn't taste good. I'm so sorry for them. You know, I don't care. I don't care. I care, but actually, food tastes good even if you don't try it. And the only thing it needs is a little salt, maybe, but that's it. And it tasted pretty good. So you let go. You know. That was funny. The first few days, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Whatever. So that's how the different dosas should be working in order to and you work according to the Dharma. We saw that yesterday, right? So now we go into the evening and we'll be done, and this will be fast. And finally we go to Ratri Charya. So the sundown in India is called Gorash Muhurta. Gorash Muhurta. The time of the cow dust. Go is cow. Okay? Govinda, gopis,
Gopala.
Gopala. So it's the time of the. I just went back to India. It's so true. I mean, it's like it's that. You see all the cows going home.
In Romania, countryside, you know, that when the sun sets, the cows are coming in the city.
In India, they're all over town. They just know their way back home. Nobody's taking them home. So they're all going, time back home. It's so
in the city,
funny.
you're in the streets, and it's like when I travel there. Give me a second to tell.
Yes.
It was like the cows. You have to let them pass. I mean, they're there.
And they just roll around like that free?
Yes, they're free.
The highway.
Anywhere.
In the highway.
In the highway, in the streets, in the
highway.
everywhere.
In
And then
the,
you have to hold on, you
in
know.
the highway, I rented a Vespa, right? That's what all the foreigners do. So I rented a Vespa, and I was going to my teacher's house when she accepted me as a student, and she lived like half an hour away on the highway. And we were to meet at 5:30 in the morning or something, so I had to, leave the house at 5 a.m. It was dark, and just go in the highway for half an hour. There's 2 lanes each way. I'm on my lane, on my good thing. I would encounter coming in front of me. I mean, this is my lanes, these are the opposite lanes. No, they're not happy here. They're coming. Cows, carts with oxen, trucks, motorcycles, people walking, whatever, you name it. A herd of sheep, goats,
On the highway?
everywhere. You see, there was this place, I used to go to this place to eat these sweets, that are these balls made of dates and nuts and ghee. I cannot remember the name, but they are so good. I used to go to this place that they have fabulous ones and sit there in the afternoons to eat that and drink coconut water, right? And see things happening. And every single afternoon, I mean, it was packed with cars and motorcycles. There are no lanes, okay? And then there came the guy, the old guy, the shepherd, with his goat herd. In the middle of town, and it's like occupied like 30 goats, and they would just take all over the lanes, and all the traffic was behind them and trying to, skip the goats. It was hilarious. So to which nobody would say anything. It's just
It's like a perfect chaos, and in the streets, the traffic. I mean, it's mind-boggling, and yet there are no accidents. Nobody hits anybody. Nobody gets hit. Nobody gets run down. It's like a perfect chaos.
It's just foreigners that get into it. You never stop. That's the rule I learned. You never stop. If you stop your motorcycle, you're
done. You're done.
You have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. Even if you are in a runabout, which is very common there,
right.
You enter the runabout and you have the trucks coming and the bus, and you just try to keep moving somehow, and whatever you do, and you fall a couple of times.
And if you're walking, you have to be like aware all the time, where you go, where you see, and just keep going, and not like because you'll get like mobbed.
Yeah, it's
literally.
But it's fun, okay.
Right? It's fun.
I bet.
So, sundown, Parash Muhurta, it's a time when in many traditions they chant and they do pujas and all this. It's a time of starting going down. Evening prayers are called at that time. So that's just before we take our dinner. Dinner is at sundown normally. Here we could take dinner 6-7 p.m. 3 hours before we go to bed, at least 3.5 hours. Okay, it has to be a light dinner because the sun is not there anymore, so we cannot eat so much or digest so much. Normally in Ayurveda, I personally recommend a lot of soups at that time for all types. Soups, cooked vegetables, okay. If people eat animal protein, a little bit of white fish grilled might go there. Vata types, a little bit of carbs, but not so many carbs at the time. Make it a light dinner basically. You can do cream of vegetables. Just cook a few vegetables with the spices and then puree them, and that you can eat a little white rice or quinoa or something like that. That's a good dinner. Okay. You don't need to put heavy cream or anything in them. Okay. If you want to use a little coconut milk, that's okay too. But that's dinner basically. Okay, stir fries, mild curries, any of that would work. Okay, vegetables normally. Now, after each meal, Ayurveda recommends a walk. Moon walks are very good for Pitta types. The cooling rays of the moon. This is a tradition that in my hometown it was done all throughout summer. People would have dinner and then everybody goes for a walk to the beach promenade or whatever. It's packed at like 9:30 p.m. I mean, people go to bed very late there. But it's common. Nobody ever told them, but everybody does it. It just makes part of the day, and it's good. It's a time to be with family. It's a time with now we just gather around the TV, and that's pretty much it. But it's a time to disengage, actually. Ayurveda, the classics say that after sundown is not a good time to engage in any work activity, and we do a lot of work at that time. So it's more of a time for reading and walking and spending time with the family and playing Pictionary. Do you really know what Pictionary is?
But all this was before they invented electricity, so it's normal that you would say all of that, right?
Yes, but Luciana, think about it. 20 years ago, people would still do these things, or 30 years ago. It was still because TV was not so much fun, because you had one or two channels,
right.
And sometimes it was
And it would
very
get cut
bad.
off. After a certain hour, it would get cut off.
There you go. So
you
were supposed to be doing, like I said, you played Trivial Pursuit or.
Oh, well, I grew up in colonies,
or
I have even less TV than in here, Like we were having 2 hours every evening, and in the weekend we had, I think we have an hour in the afternoon and the 2 hour in the evening. It was just something ridiculous. That was the communist time.
Okay.
So it was even less than here.
I grew up in a place where we had 2 channels. And
Yeah, we had only one. But I had one channel.
Well, I had one for a long time, then we got to 2. So this is pretty much what we just start slowing down, winding down. It's just time for bed. When you read something, you don't read a thriller, because then you're not gonna sleep. And then you can have your herbal teas. We talked about it: the skullcap, lemon balm, chamomile, things like this. There is another one in Colombia. They have cedron. Cedron tea.
Siete azares.
Very good. I mean, all over there, tila is really good for that too.
Navatila tree plant.
So all these things are good. The almond milk is excellent. It's a remedy in Ayurveda. The golden milk is another one, which is turmeric with milk.
Black pepper.
Black pepper, yeah, or ginger sometimes, or not even needed for some people. Like a Pitta wouldn't do that, because turmeric is healing already. So.
What about valeriana?
Valerian in Sanskrit is called tagar. Okay, tagar is Indian valerian, but it's used in Ayurveda.
It's called the same.
The problem with tagar or valerian, and many Ayurveda practitioners don't like it. The Indians do like it a lot, but the Westerners don't like it so much. And it has one thing: it's very tamasic. So it's very hard to get up in the morning. Whereas there are other herbs like ashwagandha or jatamansi that they allow you to go to sleep, but in the morning you are fresh. Takar is, for some people, it's hard to get up. At least for me, I don't like valerian because of that. Because in the morning I feel like, oh my God, I'm dragging myself out of bed. And I don't like that. Okay.
I just don't like the smell.
So that's one thing. Brahmi, if you have problems getting up in the morning, drink Brahmi tea. Brahmi tea is good for that. Before we go to bed, brahmacharya, we talked about it, avoid right after meals. And before we go to bed, we can practice meditation. We can do some pranayama, nadishodhana, alternative nostril breathing is good. And there is a technique which comes from the Kshatriyas again, and it's Trataka. Have you done Trataka? Yes. Trataka is you light a candle, arm's length, according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika. You put it there. It's a white candle normally. And normally it's a ghee lamp. Because the vibrations that come from a ghee lamp are different than a candle.
Right.
So normally you would do a ghee lamp, and then you stare into that flame, eyes half closed. You stare into that flame until your nerves right here get very stimulated, and then you would start, your eyes start itching like crazy, and then you start, tears start coming through your eyes. That's a very cleansing technique for the eyes. That's excellent for the eyes. Improves vision big time. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. And it clears the mind. It's a Kshatriya because it cleanses the mind of all impurities. And actually, Trataka would be my first choice for a person who is interested in meditation.
Yeah.
And
That's how I
would be,
started. Because when I said Trataka, I didn't recognize. But I used to do it when I started meditating. That's how I started.
because it improves concentration. That's how you get started. And it goes little by little. In the beginning, you don't stay more than 3 or 4 minutes without crying. But eventually, you can work it up to 20 minutes. And you're like, come on, cry. So Trataka, I recommend that you play with it. A fantastic technique in Dinacharya. You can do it in the morning if you want to, but it's recommended at night. It just calms your mind so much that you can, it cleanses all these crazy thoughts and worries, and then you can go to bed with a clear mind. Finally, before going to bed, you can do 2 things. We go back to oil. You can put oil on your scalp. We talked about that. And then now it's when we put oil in our feet. So we just rub oil on our feet. We can do a little massage, and then normally we wear socks after that. Again, you don't want to break your scalp in the middle of the night trying to go to the bathroom. That oil, we have, Ayurveda says, Yoga says, we have 72,000 endings, nervous system endings in our feet. So just putting the oil there will pacify the nervous system big time, helps us sleep. We use Brahmi oil for that, we use Bringrass oil for that. If none of them, you can use sesame oil and you can use coconut oil too. Okay, for pitta types. Any of them will do. Okay? Some people don't like to do that on the head. Do that on your feet, and it's good to put some on your lower abdomen. That's what I tell people. Okay. Any questions? Answers? Comments? Anecdotes? Sharings? So out of all this stuff, find out what works for you. Okay? Don't be lazy. Try to find space for this time, for these things. Don't overwhelm yourselves. If there is a lot of change to be done, change little by little, one thing at a time. You will go to bed at 2 a.m., start putting it back half an hour every week until you get to 11. Okay.
That means no more gym for the night.
It may take until the end of this course. Why are you in a hurry?
No, no. As soon as I change my schedule at work, I'm good. I taught for many years massage therapy. And so my schedule was really good. It was from 8:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. So by 10 o'clock I would be in bed. And I would still have time to do CrossFit, yoga, But since I started working at the Continental, it's been a little bit crazy, but hopefully in July it changes. Or maybe I'll move on to something different.
I give your number to these people. Hopefully she will.
Thank you so much. The class was
So we cover this, and next Saturday we'll go through the seasons. We'll go through Sabrita, and then we'll have a volunteer to be our patient, and then we'll have a volunteer who will be our leading clinician, and the rest of us will be watching and doing our input. If we have time, we'll do two. Okay, so you can do that, but the idea is to so you'll see how the rhythm goes, and then we can do them on Sunday. Okay, that's good. Beautiful, beautiful evening. Thank you so much.
What did I say at the beginning of Sunday?
Huh?
What did I say about the Sunday?